Right, I'm here with Marc Fiore at the Hit Squad Gym. Marc, you're one of the founders, correct?
Yes, I am.
Tell me, how did this come about?
Actually, Todd Locke's the general manager of the gym. Him and I are acquaintances before all this happened. Todd worked at a law firm, and the guy that he worked for was interested into sponsoring fighters, kind of paying them, and my best way to say this, kind of like a racehorse.
Right.
Invest in these fighters, sponsor them, and it's a business move, and hoping one day these fighters that he sponsors turn out to be like a Matt Hughes.
Got you.
And along, with him doing that, he's helping these fighters out because these fighters train, and they train full time and just put money in their pocket and survived, and didn't depend on a fight check. They they got a check every month, and they can budget their money that way.
Got you.
And so it started off as that, and then we were out doing the Ultimate Fighter, and Todd Locke called, and the investor called and wanted to know if we were interested in doing the same thing with the fighters, but how about building a gym? And I was like, yeah, we can do that. And I asked if they would mind if we brought in Robbie Lawler, Matt Hughes, Matt Pena, and the investor thought that was a great idea. And then that was around July 2 years ago, and we were out there filming, and by the end of that year, the gym was open.
Got
so
you.
That's how fast that happened.
Got you. So what were you doing before all this blew up?
Before that, I was in the military. I was the Army wrestling coach.
Right,
and,
right.
Taught there, Colorado Springs, Colorado. I was there for around 7-8 years.
Got you.
Coached the Army, competed in the Army. Got the coach at the Olympic Training Center.
Got you. So you know Jacob Hay?
I know Jacob Hay very
yeah.
well. Jacob Hay and I were neighbors in Colorado Springs. So,
right.
We have a friendship. Our wives are friends. Our kids are friends. I consider him one of my best friends.
Got you.
So yeah, Jacob and I are really close. Been together. Our friendships started about 10 years ago.
Got you.
We're still taking care of each other.
So how do you know Matt then?
Matt Hughes, around 20 years ago. Oh, no, not that long. I don't know, 18, 17 years ago. Matt and I went to Lincoln College. We were teammates at Lincoln College. I went to college a little bit older.
Right.
So I'm older than Matt. Everyone thinks that we went to college, so we're the same age. But I'm a little bit older than Matt.
Right.
And we competed at Lincoln College. Matt and Marc Hughes and I, we were inseparable. It was, we were best friends, and we took care of each other, trained with each other, and became really close. And then Matt went on to Eastern Illinois to compete, and I stayed at Lincoln College, and I ended up coaching with Dave Clem at Lincoln College. And from there, I went to the Army and wrestled, and Matt did his thing at Eastern Illinois, and he got into mixed martial arts. I was wrestling, competing, and then it came to a point, Matt called me, 9 years ago, and asked if I wanted to be involved and help him out, and I've been with Matt for about 9 years now.
Got you.
In his corner.
Got you.
For 9 years.
So you help him train as well?
I help him train, and Matt's, I don't consider being, I'm not Matt's head trainer or nothing like that. I just help him train, and him and I run this gym.
Got you, got you. And there's how many, you've got fighters here that are already in the UFC and other promotions, is
right.
that?
We've been open a little over a year and a half. Within that year and a half, we've got 3 guys in the UFC, guys in Showtime, Strikeforce, guys on Elite XC at the time. So we're happy. I mean, that was the goal, is to get these guys in the big show, and a year from now, we can have 10 guys in the UFC.
Got you, got you.
Our goal is to have our gym to be best in the world.
Got you.
and we're getting there. It's not going to happen overnight.
No, well, though it's happened pretty quickly, hasn't it? A year and a half. That's not
results
bad.
so
Yeah.
far.
So you've got somebody on the Ultimate Fighter this present season.
Yeah, we have John Matson.
Got you.
Actually, they aired his fight. He won his first fight on the show, so we just got to sit and wait to see how he does.
Yeah, because we're sort of third week in now, aren't
We're
we?
in the third week, and
Yeah.
now, we're
Just waiting and
we'll
seeing
wait and
how it
see.
plays out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the goal is for him to fight December 5th on Ultimate Fighter Finals.
The card,
and,
yes.
we just got to sit and
You
wait
just
and
got to see it,
So,
what happens. Right. So where do you see this gym going? Where do you see yourself, in the coming years? Are you going to stay here? Do you see this gym? Because obviously, I don't know how long away Matt Hughes is from retirement, but I presume this gym now is sort of, not dependent on him competing.
Right. Right, exactly. I mean, Matt's at the tail end of his career, and our focus, is of course to finish strong with Matt Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
But my focus is to get these young fighters and to get where Matt was, and where Matt is. It's one step at a time. We got Matt Beach. He's 1-0 in the UFC. Brian Foster just made his UFC debut at UFC 103. We didn't get the results we wanted, but he ended up getting fight of the night.
Yes.
I don't know too many fighters getting fight of the night on their debut.
Well,
UFC
that's
debut.
it. Yeah.
So UFC's happy with Brian. Brian made some mistakes in that fight. Obviously, we're going to work on it. It's the nerves, emotions, and he just made a mistake. And
so long as he learns from it, it's not really a loss, is it? It's
it worked out. I mean, he could have lost, got injured. He could have lost and put a bad performance on.
Yeah.
The one thing, everyone loses in the UFC.
Yeah.
And Brian's got his first loss.
Yeah.
And now we build from that and go on. And we're fine. We're happy. He's back in the gym. He's training, and I'll make a phone call to Joe Silva and tell him that he's ready to go whenever Joe Silva's ready to put him back on. So Matt Beach is fighting December 5th.
Right.
At the Ultimate Fighter 10 finale. He starts his camp actually tomorrow night.
Right.
So yeah, we're good. And John Matson's in training with Brock Lesnar right now, and then he'll come back from that and train here and getting these other guys. I got Holly Cortez Coleman, 185 pounder. I got him fighting in Atlanta.
Right.
In an 8-man tournament. He walks out of there the champion. I got him at 6-1 then, and then a couple more fights, and then I'll make a call to the big show.
Yes, yeah, quite.
I got a bunch of talent in that room, and we're just trying to build this gym to be where people want to train, and the top fighters come and train.
Got you.
So.
Is there anything else, any other thing you'd like to say before I finish? For anybody who might be watching, people on the forum, or anything,
Thanks for the support, and keep giving these guys support. I mean, these guys feed off of that. It's nice to see positive posts on the forums, and these young fighters. They're on the forums all the time looking at stuff, and if they see something negative, it affects them. But, so yeah, if you can give them positive feedback and stuff like that, they enjoy it. So they're young, they're human. So.
Aren't we all? Right, well thank you very much for giving up your time. All right.
Thank you.